Artificial Intelligence Doctor. User question. Is it possible to see in an electrocardiogram when the Aveir VR leadless pacemaker reaches its elective replacement indicator, ERI? Gemini Advanced answer. No, you typically cannot directly see that an Abbott Aveir VR leadless pacemaker has reached its elective replacement indicator, ERI, on a standard surface electrocardiogram, ECG. Here's why. ECG measures electrical activity. An ECG primarily measures the electrical activity of the heart. It shows the depolarization and repolarization of the atria and ventricles, which is reflected in the P waves, QRS complexes, and T waves. ERI is an internal device status. The ERI is an internal status indicator within the pacemaker itself. It signifies that the battery has reached a certain level of depletion, but it doesn't inherently change the electrical pacing behavior of the device that is delivered to the heart. Pacing remains consistent. Usually, as we established earlier, the Aveir VR continues to pace as programmed even after ERI is triggered. Therefore, the ECG will likely show the same pacing patterns as before, assuming the programmed parameters haven't been changed by the physician. How ERI is detected? ERI is detected through device interrogation. The primary way to know if an Aveir VR has reached ERI is through interrogation using a programmer. This is a specialized device that communicates wirelessly with the pacemaker. During routine checkups, the cardiologist or technician will use the programmer to download data from the pacemaker, including its battery status and ERI indicator. Remote monitoring. Some patients may have remote monitoring systems set up. These systems can transmit data from the pacemaker to the clinic, allowing the medical team to monitor the device's status, including ERI, without the patient needing to be physically present for an appointment. Possible indirect ECG changes, rare. While ERI itself doesn't directly show up on an ECG, there might be extremely rare and indirect scenarios where an ECG could potentially show changes. Unrelated programming changes. If, during a follow-up appointment after ERI is detected, the physician decides to adjust the pacemaker's programming for any reason, those changes might be reflected on the ECG. However, this would be due to the programming change, not the ERI itself. Device follows chronological age. The behavior of the device will start to change once it reaches certain age milestones, regardless of battery voltage. For example, at 7 years post-implant, the device will pace in a non-rate responsive mode and will pace either asynchronously, AOO/VOO, or with magnetic response, VVI/AI+. In summary, you cannot directly observe ERI on a standard surface ECG. ERI is an internal device status detected through programmer interrogation or remote monitoring. The ECG will typically show the programmed pacing behavior of the device, which does not automatically change when ERI is reached on the Abbott Aveir VR leadless pacemaker.